Dear students, I am Sobha Bansiwal, Assistant Professor English, SPC Government College Bhim. Today I am going to explain the poem Transformation by Sri Aurobindo. Sri Aurobindo was an Indo- uh, Indo-Anglian poet and he expressed his philosophical ideas through his poems. In this poem, he presents the experiences which a yogi uh, goes through. Um, the poet says, "My breath runs in a subtle rhythmic stream. It fills my members with a might divine." The poet says that when that he during transformation, the poet describes here many stages through which he goes um, to achieve a transformation. Uh, in the beginning, he, like a yogi, he takes deep breaths, and these breaths uh, brings peace in his mind, and slowly he begins to feel a, a joy uh, in his heart. He says, "My breath runs in a subtle rhythmic stream." Uh, During this process, uh, he feels his breath flowing in a rhythmic stream. He feels a music in his um, breath. It fills my members with a might divine, and uh, and because of this, he feels a strength in his heart. "I have drunk the infinite like a giant wine." Just as a giant, when a giant drinks wine, he becomes very excited. In the same way, the poet feels as if he has drunk the giant's wine, because he feels ecstasy. Now, time is my drama or my peasant dream. Now, and he feels that he has passed beyond time and space. Now are my illumined cells, joy's flaming scheme, and changed my thrilled and branching nerves to fine channels of rapture, opal and hyaline, for the influx of the unknown and the supreme. And now are my illumined cells, joy's flaming scheme, and the poet feels that his sinews are filled with happiness. Means he feels a strange kind of light in his nerves, and he feels joy in each of his nerve, and changed my thrilled and branching nerves to find channels of rapture, opal and highline, for the influx of the unknown and the supreme. And the poet feels that he has the poet feels that the supreme God or the divine spirit has descended onto in in him, and he feels this divine spirit in all of his body, uh, in all his nerves, and he feels he feels a flowing rhythmic sound in his breath. He feels ecstasy and a peace. I In the next stanza, the poet says, "I am no more a vassal of the flesh, a slave to nature and her leaden rule." He says that he is no more a, a slave to nature and its rules. He wants to say that he has controlled all of his senses, and mm, he has controlled his senses. Uh, he now has due to taking deep breaths, he has controlled. He has acquired control over his senses. I am caught no more in the senses' narrow mesh. He is no longer uh, involved in the the labyrinth of senses. My soul unhorizoned widens to measureless sight, and he feels that uh, his soul has become free. It can roam. Um, he feels his soul unhorizoned. He feels his soul free, and it has no foundations. It, it it can cross the horizons, and it has become measureless. My body is God's happy living tool, my spirit a vast sun of deathless light, and he feels that his body has become the abode of God. He feels that God is residing, the the divine spirit is residing in his body. My spirit a vast sun of deathless my spirit a vast sun of deathless light, and he feels that his spirit, his soul, uh, has become united with the eternal or immortal light of the divine spirit. He feels that his soul has mingled with the soul of the divine spirit. Thus, in this poem, the poet speaks about the transformation which taking deep breaths or pranayama or yoga brings to a human or a yogi. Uh, this transform the poet says that due to this transformation he realizes himself, and he realizes his own soul, his and the strength and peace and happiness uh, which his soul derives uh, due to this transformation, and he feels that his soul has united with the divine spirit. uh, there are 14 lines in this poem, and the first 8 lines are yeah, this poem is a Petrarchan sonnet, and in Petrarchan sonnet there are two parts. The first 8 lines are known as octave part, and the last 6 lines are known as sestet part. uh, this the first 8 line of this poem is an octave part, and which has rhyme scheme ABBA ABBA, and the and sestet part has the rhyme scheme CDC and EDE. In this thus the poet Sri Aurobindo expresses his philosophical ideas about human soul uh, through this poem, and he speaks about the transformation um, which he acquires uh, through taking deep breaths, and this transformation brings happiness, strength, joy, uh, and peace to him, and through this transformation he realizes his own self. He achieves consciousness. Thank you.